tuned in to the Killer Radio Show. We're just going to play a little music right now to get things started, but we'll be joined today by Matt Kemple from the Milwaukee Comedy Festival and a couple other surprises along the way, hopefully. DJ Mighty Thor is going to stop by as well. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Killer Radio Show. That was Nato Coles and the Blue Diamond Band. Welcome back for another installment of the Killer Radio Show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. You can catch myself. You can catch Jason Hillman making a silly noise at the beginning of almost every show.
Yep, that's my trademark.
I re-listened. I caught all of them. And
patent pending.
And you can check us out online on our Facebook page on COKComedy.com. You can find us on Twitter. We're everywhere right now. So, welcome to the show. Welcome back to Eric. Welcome back to the land of the living. You were a little drunk last show.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you were.
That was a shameful admission.
Let the people know about your shame, and we'll just move right on. Do you want to make a quick statement?
Our show is about catharsis, Eric. Let it out.
Yeah.
At the last open mic, I drank a little bit too much. Took a few too many shots. Made an ass out of a butt out of myself.
You can say ass.
I think we're going to say Pussy Riot so many times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to say Pussy Riot a bunch.
Out of myself.
Yeah.
But YOLO, so.
Yeah, YOLO. That's right.
And Eric has returned to us as a 17-year-old.
Yeah. Your mic's a little soft, so you're going to have to actually talk into it. I don't know what the levels are. Yeah.
All right, better?
Yeah, it's better when you don't grab it, too.
Hello.
That's better when you may not be hearing us live tonight, too. There's some issues with the website itself, so they're going to work that out. It looks like Nick just showed up with a sandwich. He's our tech guy, so he'll figure that out. Otherwise, you're checking out the podcast if you're listening to this, which I think is great. And you can find that podcast on iTunes. We're going to work out how it's actually searchable on iTunes. Otherwise, you can just go to the Killer Radio page on riverwestradio.com, and you should be able to follow the podcast feed. Jason?
I just want to point out how funny it is that a Porsche Cayenne SUV just pulled up with Kuwait tags.
Kuwait tags?
It says Kuwait, as if it was paid for in blood oil.
Blood oil? Midnight Oil? What if it was paid for in Midnight Oil? What if it's the lead singer from Midnight Oil? How do we sleep while the beds are burning?
He is Arabic.
Yeah, well, maybe he's going to the...
He just set his car alarm off.
He's probably going to the Sheet Chai. They're like a big Arabic joint, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hookah place.
Hookah place.
Hookah's totally...
Oh, his car alarm's going off too, so that's going to add to the show. Yeah, as I said during the intro, we've got Matt Kemple on today. He's standing and waiting. We've got DJ Mighty Thor also coming. Matt's doing his best to look pissed off that he has to wait. And we've also got Carmen Morales is going to stop by, a local comedian.
Nationally touring
Not local
comedian.
comedian.
Nationally touring. She's from Florida, actually.
Florida.
Florida. So that's going to be fun. Flo Rida.
Yeah, but without any further ado, I should say that we had a request for a theme song.
Yeah, a while back.
A while back.
Oh my goodness.
And we finally had one delivered to us by one of our followers,
Daily Doodle.
Daily Doodle. Yeah.
Big
And
shout out.
we gave him a shout out on his birthday and complained that he hadn't done anything for us lately, and he came back with a really stellar intro. I want to play it now at the top of the show here.
Okay.
You guys can't hear this right now because it doesn't look like there's a lot of headphones around here today. So I'm going to play this, and just let's hear it out. Let's see how it works.
Yeah.
I would like to hear Laura Weiss.
Killer Radio.
Okay, well that was our intro. I don't know how great that was. So please tweet us to let us know what you think of the intro music. And if you have the bug, if you have the itch, make your own intro to the show. We will play it. But that was our intro for today, and that was brought to us by
We are definitely open to interpretation.
at Daily Doodle on Twitter. You should follow him. He's a really funny guy too. Figure out how to actually spell that, somebody, at Daily Doodle. Otherwise, he'll tweet us in when he hears this. Steve Breeze says he's already got it up on Twitter, so go check out our Twitter. You can find him. Is it Daily Doodle, like D-A-L-Y? Is it like the dailies or like the mayors of Chicago? Is it Daily Doodle, like every day daily?
I think it's like daily newspaper.
Okay, Daily Doodle, D-O-O-D-L-E.
Yeah.
We're spending a lot of time describing that Twitter name right there. Ton of time.
It's because we're sticklers for attention to detail.
So
wait, here we go. D-O-O-D-L, no E.
D-O-O-D-L. So Daily, D-O-O-D-L.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow him on Twitter. We'll see if we can't help him get a few more
And
followers.
if you're confused at this point, you haven't been listening.
That's right. This guy just stole a plant, which is cool. He's just hanging out. Yeah, stole a plant. Oh, he loves it. He loves this stolen
It's like a Pearl
plant.
Jam video, or not Pearl Jam, Soul Asylum video.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Socks and sandals over here.
Runaway train.
Yeah, did you guys watch?
Doodle says, I instantly want you to unplay that.
It
So he
can
can
never
hear?
be unplayed.
He's listening live. I was told we didn't have a live feed right now, but that's a good sign then.
I tweeted about it, so maybe just...
Oh, okay. Maybe he's just reacting to Steve. Off mic,
All
Steve
artists
says I
hate
tweeted
their
it.
work, man. All
That's
artists
right.
hate their work.
That's right. Matt Kemple's gonna come on and be like, I love everything I do. Everything. I take a picture of myself in the morning. I'm gonna say, today is your day. So you guys watching the Olympics? That's big. That's a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give a bugger.
I've been
What?
watching
Don't care? No cares?
No.
No? Have you?
every moment I have.
Yeah, like every second of the day.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been watching. This is good because nobody listens live. That we can't spoil
I want
anything.
them to win, but I also want the North Koreans to win because I feel bad for them.
For what? For sucking?
What happens to them when they suck?
I don't know. They've sucked for so long. It just seems like status quo.
That's because they don't eat.
Did you see that Kim Jong Un has a wife now?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did not see that.
He has a wife. She's a very pretty lady. She's apparently a pop singer in North Korea.
Huh.
And then she was instructed that she's now the supreme leader's wife.
It's not so much a courtship as a helpful suggestion.
Yeah, they're like, do you like not being dead all the time?
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? You
How's
should
that
marry the
food?
supreme
that
leader.
food must be delicious.
Yeah. You like eating? Yeah, right?
You like
Wouldn't-
rooms with light and
wouldn't it be nice
electricity?
to have food
Yeah.
all the time, right?
I even got to watch TV. Yay!
Well, she was a pop star, so I imagine, I don't know, what does a pop star make in North Korea? Eric.
Rice.
Rice, yeah. Noodles. Isn't North Korean food mostly like fish and noodles? I feel like it's fish.
Food.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's probably great.
Gravel.
Right.
It's probably gravel.
If there's one thing I know about foreign food, it's like, it's probably really good. It's probably better than hot dogs. What if it is hot dogs?
Good hot dog.
Well, as far as I know, all North Koreans eat is hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's what I can say. So you're not watching the Olympics at all?
I am not. I'm not.
No?
It's mostly because I'd like to have some like moral opposition to it because it's a giant waste of time and money. But it's mostly because I don't have time to watch it. Like that, I saw part of the grand opening ceremony where they
yeah.
celebrated.
Oh
the
yeah,
history of Britain.
yeah.
Especially where they had all the paupers dancing during the Industrial Revolution.
Is that what those were? Those were paupers?
That's hilarious.
I didn't know that those were paupers. Nice.
all
That's
these
good to know.
Nice poor people and like nice guys in top hats, like the oppression and the oppressed. Let's dance together and celebrate. Woo!
Yeah, and then they did like the Industrial Revolution thing, and where that was like the only cool part where they like these smokestacks were coming out of the ground, and they were like rolling up carpet around them, and then.
Smokestacks that gave people black lung.
Did you like the dancing though? The like Industrial Revolution dancing that they were doing? I know that that's a visual. We can't really give visual jokes, but the people were like, if you can imagine somebody like fake hammering for like 20 minutes.
Please, sir, can I have another dance?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
What's going on?
Oh no, up here is not where the plants go. We've got an uninvited guest. What are you looking for?
My keys.
Your keys?
Oh,
Oh.
your keys.
Were you up here at all?
Yeah.
Oh, you were. Okay. Well, your keys are not here.
My keys. Okay.
So you thought that the poppers was a highlight for you? Eric-
I missed James Bond jumping out of a helicopter, and I
With
missed
the
Mr.
Queen.
Bean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Bean was
Bean.
great. I like
I heard that was actually.
can do no wrong in my book. Like, what is Mr. Bean gonna come up and not be funny? Like, it's Mr. Bean. He has one thing that he does, and it's kind of funny, and you can like.
It's pretty great though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consistently.
And it's British.
I would love to be Rowan Atkinson's like publicist or his ideas man. He'd be like, well, what should we do now? It feels like we've done everything. I'd be like, I don't know, Mr. Bean in an office. It's like anything he wants to do now. He's, oh, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean at Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, done. He hasn't done it before, but he'll lean on something, and that something will fall over. That's
He's like
comedy gold.
It's like Charlie Chaplin and Ernest got together and made a baby.
That's a really nice compliment. Yeah, well, the Queen, the thing with the Queen was that during the Olympic opening ceremony, there was this like cut shot scene of like the Queen and James Bond, and they got in an airplane, and then the Queen jumps out of the airplane with a parachute, which is like the most tired joke ever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the Queen's, she's
you-
too prim and proper to do this. What? She jumped out of the plane.
Her stunt double jumped out of a plane.
It was just like you saw it coming from a million miles away. And then like the worst part is that like the British audiences, the people in the stadium ate it up. Like they were just like, I can't believe they did that. Like we've seen that a million times.
Maybe here in America.
Yeah,
But over there,
our
that's
queens are
probably a
jumping
rare
out of planes.
spectacle, much like dentistry.
I
Yeah.
hated when they talked over it the whole time. Like the commentators always talk over a lot of the opening ceremony. And
Yeah.
That's really annoying.
Yeah, just do it. Throw on a Pink Floyd album and get stoned and watch it like the normal people.
When we were at the Comic Conclave on Sunday, Eric Kokonis' thing, that thing that happens at the end of every month,
Yeah.
the last Sunday of every month, which is interesting. You should check it out.
Yeah, it's great.
The synchronized diving was on, which I didn't even know was a thing
How did you not know that's a thing?
Yeah, what?
because I.
Do you live under a rock?
Yes.
Do you live in a rock?
Yes. Thank you for
Because
bringing
their
that up.
synchronized swimming team is terrible.
But synchronized diving, what was great about it is that like these emaciated women would jump in unison, and then they would go into the hot tub
Yeah.
together. And then there was like the universal. Everyone got in the hot tub, and then the Americans went in the hot tub, and everyone was gone.
It's like that James Brown skit from SNL. you know?
Yeah.
Emaciated women in hot tub. Just got done diving. Emaciated, too hungry to swim. I didn't think that they were too skinny. I thought, well, the American ladies, they just look like
Actually, they were kind of
swimmers.
chunky. Yeah.
Chunky in a good way.
Yeah. As compared to all the Asian teams. But
Yeah.
they were 12, so.
Any Asian like female athlete tends to be like pretty undersized, except for the weightlifters. I watched some of the Asian weightlifters, and they just scared the daylights out of me. There was this Turkish woman who had a face like a badger, like just lifting huge things over her head and like scowling at everything. It was the best. I was like, I don't like her for that reason, but good for her.
Right. I always like every Olympics. There seems to be like there's always like a new random surprise at an Asian. Like, oh my God, this 12-year-old beat the Americans. This 11-year-old beat the Americans.
Yeah, like
this
if
the 6-year-old beat
The
the
Olympics have
Americans.
taught us that 12-year-old Asian kids are awesome at everything.
They're gonna
That's
have
true.
like fetuses competing in about 20 years.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully not in javelin, but I like the Olympics. I've been watching a lot of it.
Water polo.
Water polo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because they wear like the things that wrestlers wear, like over your ears.
Uh-huh.
That's really weird.
Yeah. They don't want to get their
They
ears
look
bonked.
ridiculous. They look ridiculous. I didn't know that they play it in deeper water, so like you can't touch the ground. Like that's really pretty hard.
Yeah, I guess if they could just stand there and walk around, it wouldn't be much of a sport, would it, Eric?
Well, that's what I pictured, you know.
Yeah, and like they put a bunch of water in the pool too. Can you believe that? It makes it really tough.
How
I
do they
think.
call it polo if there's no horses?
It's true.
I'd love to see that.
A bunch of horses drowning in pools, with, like guys riding them. I think the water polo is really interesting because the people like are basically trying to drown each other, right? Like
Yeah.
if you have the ball, they can climb on you and do whatever they want. Really, it seems like.
But if they dunk your head underwater, it's a foul. Like,
Which
Oh,
is
really?
just a slap on the wrist, but
If there's like a Romanian guy and he is on me and I'm in a pool and he is wearing a Speedo, like that's the worst day of my life. Yeah, this like shaved Romanian guy is just like crotching me like as much as he can. Well, why don't we bring on Matt Kempel now, since we've got a couple of guests coming on today. We'll be talking more Olympics later. We'll try and spoil something for you, but I think it's too late.
Yeah.
So, what do you want for your intro music? Do you want like rock and roll music? What do you want? What are you?
Anything, as long as it's not funny.
As long as it's not funny. Well, I have the Three Stooges song.
Yes, that's
That's
all
the
right.
only thing I have.
it's from the new Three Stooges movie
I
by
would-
Hans Zimmer.
Definitely not funny.
Okay, I'm gonna play a song. This will be your intro. This is the Fatty Acids. I'll tell you exactly when to come on, Matt Kempel, for most emphasis.
I was expecting right off.
It's really kind of ominous right now. Joining us now on the Killer Radio Show for the first time. Give it up for fellow comedian extraordinaire, comic to the stars, improv actor, improv producer,
Angel. Of the first-
holder of information about Comedy Festival, Mr. Matt Kempel.
Matthew James Kemple.
Hi, it's really great to be here.
Welcome to the show.
I appreciate it. Well, I gotta go. Thanks a lot.
It's been really
This was-
swell having you.
This is probably the best interview I've ever had.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk away with this a different person.
truly.
honestly.
I think
Truly.
we all will.
I feel like I got a sex change in this interview.
Well, Matt Kempel is the proprietor, the owner, the driving force behind the Milwaukee Comedy Festival, along with some other folks. I'm assuming.
Yes.
It takes a village, but also a regular at Comedy Sports as well. Correct?
That is not true at
Okay,
all.
great. We're off
I
to a
love
great
comedy
start.
sports. I'm a regular audience member.
Okay, so
But,
tell us then where you can be found performing.
I perform very little now. I do.
Oh, really?
I do some sketch and stuff, but I found I do love improv as an art form, but I really have taken a step back from performing and focused more on the producing side of things. I really like the idea of kind of putting the puzzle pieces together.
Puddle pieces together.
Yeah, the puddle pieces. You know.
I like the puddle pieces.
Well, I think that that's fantastic because you put on a really great comedy festival for how many years now?
7.
7 years.
Yes.
That's amazing. To do anything for 7 years, even if it's like, people don't stay married for 7 years. You
Yeah.
know, like, people can't even be bothered to, like, be next to the same person for 7 years. And you've managed to get a lot of really funny people into one room, into one space for 7 years in a row. Tell us a little bit about how it started.
Yeah. It really just sort of started as
Spin me a yarn.
an excuse to bring a bunch of the comedy people together and do a big show. There was really this sort of resurgence of comedy groups that were never around before, and
Right.
nobody really knew about them other than like if you were the friends of the people that were performing.
Sure.
So it was sort of an excuse to get all these people together and do a big show and kind of bring attention to this sort of evolving comedy scene that was, you know, kind of starting to emerge, and it was huge. I mean, it was only 2 shows, if I remember correctly, and they were like 4.5 hours long each. It was like, well, I mean, you learn a lot in 7
Yeah.
years. And, you know, it sort of started, oh, we'll just get these groups together, cool. And, oh, okay, we'll get a couple more groups together. And then before you know it, there was like, I think 9 different groups, all Milwaukee based. And it was a really exciting time. And
Awesome.
since then, it just keeps getting
It's
bigger
blossomed.
and bigger.
It was in the
Despite
first-
everything I do to stop it, it continues to grow. Oh man, there's a lot of people. I know Stacy Pulowski.
She was in the first one?
She was a part of the very first
That's
one.
weird because she's only 16. She would have been
Yeah,
like, what? Like,
she was 10 at the time.
She was 10 at the
She had
time.
just turned 10. Raunchiest humor you've ever heard a 10-year-old do.
you know, a lot of people have told me
Stop.
she was a
Real
raunchy
potty
10-year-old.
humor.
Yeah.
Real potty humor.
Stacey Pawlowski, raunchy
Um,
10-year-old.
Yeah, but she was part of a group called Wink Stars, and they did sketch comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And way back in the day.
God, they were great. I've seen videos of them. Yeah.
I got video of that. I don't know if I have video from the first year, but from the second year, you can find it somewhere.
So you've built this up like throughout the years, and now you're to a place where hopefully it's a little more automatic for you to actually put it together. Or does it? You know, you said you sounded pretty comfortable where you're at now, and you've got really nice flyers. So and
all
it's
it
at
is.
Next Act Theater. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a point now where there's a lot more legitimacy lended to this thing than probably the first year or so. Talk
Definitely.
about where it's at now.
Sure. Well, it's 2 weekends this year, which is a really big deal. It's never been 2 weekends before. I'm a big fan of what you just did.
Just shaking my belly at you
Yeah.
to try
I-
try and throw you off.
I like it. There's
is-
something about it.
There's
that's
nothing wrong with it.
comforting.
Bowl full of jelly.
Yeah.
Bowl full
No
of
Very
big deal.
zen.
I brought mine too.
Oh,
Every-
go home with your abs. You're like, this shirt's a medium. I still fit in them. Well, I don't even know why. It's like I work out all the time. And I eat right.
I'm too
Whatever.
lazy to work out.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I tried it once. It wasn't for me.
I can't get into working out now. Like, I keep telling myself, I'm like, okay, gonna work out next month. Then next month rolls around, it's like, too hot this month. Gonna work out next month. And then I'm just fat like
Yeah.
2 years later. It's
I
all-
I'm like, I
try
ate
to
jelly
go to the
today. I'm
gym.
not going to exercise too.
yeah, no.
It's just
That's a
so
fruit.
funny in there. Everyone who goes to a gym is hilarious. So I'll go to the gym to work out, and then I'll end up sitting there writing stuff because everyone there
At
is
the gym.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, you belong to a gym, right?
I do.
What?
But
Where does that come from? You've got some weird, gumption to you. You're like a real person.
It was just it's a work thing.
Oh,
it
it's
was
a work
handed to
thing.
me, so I'm like, I guess I'll use it.
Oh.
You
But,
fat
like-
lard. Here.
Yeah.
Somebody
Take
gave you the
this.
keys to like owning your body, taking your body back,
Right, yeah,
and you
that's
said,
right.
"I guess I'll drive this car, but not well." That's what you
Exactly.
said. Okay. So the Comedy Fest this year.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what are you really excited about?
In all honesty, I mean, I'm excited it's 2 weekends, first off. That may be a crazy decision, but it felt like the right move. A lot of people ask me, like, oh, what's the best show to come to?
Right.
What is, what's the best thing to see?
Probably me.
I
It's
would
probably
say
me.
Ryan. Is
Yeah, I would
probably-
say me. It's probably me.
There's, I think, 4 Ryans in the show.
That's a
So
good,
I
solid
would say
move.
just go for Ryan.
Yep,
and
go
you
for
can't
Ryan,
lose.
ladies.
But I honestly, I spend a lot of time and effort to try to put together something where every show is unique and every show is as good as it can be. And in doing that, it kind of makes it hard to say, oh, well, this show is going to be better than this show. I really honestly think that every show is going to be great.
Tim the Musical, they were on, and they're going to be
Tim is going to be
Friends
in the
of the
Thursday
show,
yeah.
The improvised musical going to be on.
Indeed. The cast of Killers, yourself.
Yeah, we're well represented, I think. Myself, Laura
Yes.
Bites,
Laura,
Ryan
who won
Lowe.
the Comedy Battle Royale
Don't bring that up
competition.
on my
He's
show.
amazing.
Don't bring that up on my show.
I feel really bad for the person who came in second place to that contest.
Wouldn't you, though?
She blew them out of the water
Yeah.
completely.
I mean, it was a
like-
clear winner, right? It was a clear winner.
Well, and there
She's
were
great.
a lot of pity points awarded.
Yeah, for
awarded.
the crying that I did.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm aware of that.
I was
I'm aware of
crying
that.
too.
I'm
but
working
I have
on
my
it.
own issues I was dealing with. It
I
wasn't
thought we were
really...
just crying
Yeah.
for joy because Lara won.
Yeah.
And
It's
you lost.
weird that we're not crying today. Usually when
think
I
so.
see you, we're both crying.
This is a good interview, I think. We've already done better.
We haven't cried. We're good.
Stand strong.
We've already mentioned how fat I am.
Yeah.
That's
2 for 2.
home run right now.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. As a performer who does shows in Milwaukee and does shows outside of the city, I'm excited to do a show at Next Act Theater. I'm excited to do a show in a festival that features some names that are, like Laura Bites, like Will Durst, like the improvised musical, Ryan Lowe, some of these names that people around the city know. And I'm excited to just be a part of something that I think is going to be as much fun for the people who are in the audience as it is for the performers.
God, you're a suck up.
Yeah.
No, honestly, that is...
Thank you.
That is my goal. I remember the first couple
Because
of
of
years...
all the free cocaine.
All the cocaine. There. Well, there is free food backstage. You got to supply
Filled with
your
cocaine.
own-
Is that what
yeah.
you call it?
Yeah. Food.
My brother told me today, he was like, Lael's bike got stolen. Hashtag Lael update on Lael.
Lael.
It wasn't his fault. His bike got stolen. It sucks. And he was like, yeah, my bike got stolen. And he's
Wait,
like,
does the situation suck or did his bike suck?
his bike was really nice.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you
Well,
stole
that does make it
you're
sad. But
living
if it
large.
was like a really crappy bike and it got stolen,
then that's a
they're
double
just
whammy.
Yeah, that's just like hitting you while you're down.
But he was like he was walking to my house and he passed that like stripper store on the end of Center Street and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
that pimp guy who stands outside and he was like, the guy was like, how's it going? And he's like, oh, I got my bike stolen. And the guy was like, what do you mean? And but later my brother was like, bike is actually an old slang term for heroin, which I didn't know. But like I can't imagine.
Lael educated you.
Yes. No, he's very literal. He's got a literary mind. But I was like,
Literally.
yes. It's like I can't imagine any situation where I would have to clarify that no, I'm not talking about heroin. I'm talking about a two-wheel bicycle.
Well, that's the situation as a pimp.
Yeah. No, what are we talking about? A bike?
This is
Or a
really
bike.
helpful for me because if I'm ever on Jeopardy, that's the question that I'll get.
They'll be like,
And now I'll know.
slang names. No, I think that's more of a Family Feud question. Like,
sure.
name as many slang
Show
terms
me
for heroin.
horse.
Yeah, show me horse. H. Give me an H.
That's a different show.
Well,
Wheel of Family Feud.
yeah. Well, H is a slang term for heroin.
As
God,
we're learning a lot.
slang, really? That's
Jason,
that's a
you
little
don't know
easy.
jack about heroin.
Yeah.
I like
Sorry.
I don't
Jason.
know
I
how
like
you
my
could
friends
be
to know
a
a ton about
Brown
heroin.
sugar.
So the show, give people some dates so they and some places that they can go to really find out as much as possible about this.
Sure, I can do that because I'm a shameless self-promoter.
Right on.
Well, this Thursday is the kickoff event, which is going to be really fun.
Booyah.
There's going to be a stand-up. There's going to be a retro comedy show. The Mutes will be running around. Live music from Radio Milwaukee. Can I say
Yeah.
another radio station on
Yeah.
this radio station?
We don't care. We're so much bigger than them. Doesn't matter.
They called me and
88
asked
They're
what?
friends of
if
ours,
they could
so,
be a
yeah.
part of this. They're really big fans.
Yeah, good, yeah.
We're going to have food trucks out.
Tell
It'll be really
Tariq
fun.
he's got. He and I have beef to work out. Please, I want to start a radio war with 88.9. That'd be great.
You gotta
That seems
go
like
through the
something we'll
architect.
lose.
Oh, the architect, more like the all
Godfather.
barchitect,
Yeah.
right? No bite.
Dude couldn't
I'll
build
bark
a
attack.
sandcastle.
I got nothing. That's pretty good though. On my feet, I'll bark attack. I'm gonna stand by that.
You should go into comedy.
Yeah, I'm thinking
should
about
give it a try.
Really thinking about it.
Don't go in any contest though. You'll probably lose to Lara Bites.
If I can kick this heroin addiction, I'll be fine.
If you're gonna lose to anybody, though, right?
Yeah.
Riding the bike.
Yeah, no, I got to get off the bike, right? Yeah. I know we're not live potentially, but if you want to tweet, we are live. Oh, tweet the show at Cast Killers #Killer Radio. What's your Twitter?
At Milwaukee Comedy.
How did you get that?
Well, I know some people, and by people I mean me. I just
You know Harvey Twitter?
I know
The
that
inventor of
guy.
Twitter?
He owes me $10. But I owe him 20, so it's kind of like this awkward, like, I need that 20 before I can pay you that 10.
It's like, hey, let me. I'll buy you some drinks, and then
Yeah.
he's like, well, why
Maybe
don't you buy
tomorrow.
them? Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, what a jerk. But yeah. Anyway, the fest is officially the kickoff event is Thursday the 2nd, and then it runs August 3rd through the 11th, and there's tons of shows. Every show's different, and there's
Every show is
workshops
different.
and-
Now, is there can people bring their kids? Should they be?
I would not recommend bringing kids unless you're not a good parent.
Unless they're under the age of 3 and
Yeah.
really naughty.
Some of it is it's mostly just language and
Yeah.
adult situations, of course. I mean, I would say it would be appropriate for
A couple of A bombs, couple of H bombs.
Kids from the Industrial Revolution.
16 and up is probably good. I mean, a 16-year-old isn't going to see anything they haven't heard or said themselves many, many times to me.
I like that you said a 16-year-old's not going to see anything they haven't heard.
Right, that's
What
true.
is- well, yes, that makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
I'm going to be holding up pictures of word captions of the N-word, so that's going to be really tough
Yeah.
for those 16-year-olds.
And that's okay because you're not saying
I'm gonna be
it.
standing outside with
that's right.
pictures of
That's exactly
fetuses.
right.
I'm gonna be protesting it.
You know what you should do, actually? You should get like an old station wagon and just start putting those posters on the station wagon. And then over time, you could just keep adding and adding. Maybe throw a couple of like
a cock wagon.
weird, just like weird baby dolls with no heads on them. Strap it to like
We
the
chickens. They'll be
hood.
chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then build a large
Prime quotes.
triangular
Yeah.
tower, and then just drive around town with like a bullhorn.
But drive around following that guy.
yeah.
You follow him everywhere he
Oh,
goes.
you mean the guy that I'm totally not referencing at all?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wait, there's a guy?
I'll tell you when you're older.
I want to
Oh.
stalk him. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not from Milwaukee, there's a crazy person who has a
Dude,
crazy car
there's a
that
guy
Matt
like
just
that
described.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, there's a guy like that. That's the third one I've seen in my life.
You know where I see him the most? In my dreams. My dreams. He haunts my dreams.
Wet dreams. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Do we have any tweets for Matt? I think that.
A lot of shut up. That guy's horrible.
Yeah, shut up. Hey, haircut. Get off the stage.
I like how getting a haircut
Look at
is
me.
like
My genetics
a
are
horrible
fantastic.
situation.
I don't know. I look at somebody and the first thing that pops into my head is immediately what their name is. Like, and you look like you have a nice haircut, so I just pick out haircut.
I get very few haircuts mostly because I forget.
That's a good rule.
Until
It's a good
somebody's
thing you can
like,
pull off
wow,
the shaggy
yeah, you
look.
need a haircut. What a jerk.
Yeah, speaking of Shaggy, we had some new followers this week. You want to give some shout outs to our new followers, Jason?
Which ones?
I mean, any of them that
There's
you
so
can
many
remember.
great ones. How can you even?
Phone.
We had one was like Lil Snoopy or something like that. I want to give a shout out to him. I like that guy. Like the cut of his jib. Keep
We should
listening.
definitely, now that we have like at least 3 a day, we should definitely write those down and shout them out.
Ms. Keeping It Wet for Daddy
Yeah,
was a
that
highlight
was-
in all of our weeks. That was her legit Facebook name, which I think is
What was it
awesome.
again?
Ms. Keep It Wet for Daddy. Obviously a poet laureate.
I
Yep.
would say, somebody with no daddy issues whatsoever. None.
Well, clearly not. She's keeping it very wet, very
Yes.
moist,
Yeah.
which is
No
good.
issues
Like
in that
cake.
family.
Keeping it moist. Way to go. That's the
Can we comment for a second?
least attractive thing to say ever.
Any of Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg
He
apparently
did
had
change his name to
Right.
Snoop
Lion. He's a Snoop Lion now.
What? Is that true?
Grr.
Yeah, he went to, he had a
It's
Rastafarian
all over the internet,
spiritual experience.
which means it's true.
Now, what is the internet?
Well, it's like a series of tubes.
Why did he change his name? Does anybody know?
He had a spiritual
He
experience in
wants
Jamaica.
to be a reggae
course he did.
performer, or he has like
Oh,
a
really?
reggae album that he's gonna come out with.
That's great.
Snoop Lion.
You know, it's good to see somebody who's had such a hard life.
I'm just
of
glad
smoking
that the
weed every
random
day.
thing that I read today is actually coming in handy right now.
Yeah.
Like I just constantly absorb this information, hoping somebody will ask me about
Snoop Dogg.
And I'm like, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please. Yes.
And we're going to be asking Carmen
happening.
Morales about Snoop Dogg in a little bit. We're probably going to bring her on in about 10 minutes or so. I know she's been waiting very politely. This is as much for her as it is for you, the listeners. But she looks to be enjoying a coffee beverage from Fuel Cafe. Shout out. What are you having? What is that? Oh, it's an iced mocha. So she'll be
Excellent
on to tell
choice.
us a little bit more about that iced mocha in just a few minutes. that was me like giving you like the you're gonna be on in like 10 minutes. Is that okay?
It was a really slick way of doing that.
I know.
too.
Was that pretty smooth?
Yeah.
Like, I really have a future in radio.
I
you
think
know?
actually the cast of Killers, maybe that's a good way to let people know when their stage time is up. Like halfway through a joke. Oh, you know what reminds me of Grandma's is that you have 10 more minutes. Get off the stage.
Speaking of rape, you have 10 more.
I don't think I've
the
ever been
2-minute
in a
line.
Damon Millard show where he said you have 10 more minutes. I think I've been in shows where he said you have 10 less minutes.
Yeah, you owe
And they
me 10
started
minutes for
10
next
minutes
week.
ago.
I'm going to give you a 12-minute set, and then you're only going on for 2.
Oh, I've seen Damon do that. For sure. Like if somebody went way over their time the week before, he'd be like, I'll give you 4 this week because you did 8 last week. Alan Edge might have got that one time. He was going over.
Probably
forever.
why it doesn't show up anymore.
I like that it's not an even. It's like you get 6 minutes and 45 seconds. No more.
It's up to the person who has that thing in their hand. That's what it is. That's what it's
true.
all about. You
It's
know?
just like women. They have your thing in their hand, and they get to tell you what to do.
Trust me, it's not up to them. It's entirely up to me. Yeah, so excited.
tips from
Speaking of
Ryan Mason.
premature evacuation. That's not
That
it.
seems appropriate.
Instigation.
Instigation. Yeah, let's just talk about whatever I want to talk about. So Mitt Romney went overseas to the Olympics and sort of started spouting his mouth off. Have you seen this?
I heard of it.
Yeah. So like, are you familiar with Mitt Romney?
I've heard the name.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
He was.
He's running for Chick-fil-A or something.
Yeah, he's running for Chick-fil-A. That's happening. Like he immediately started spouting off about the Olympics, like how they weren't going to be great. Like as soon as he got off the plane,
Did you know he used to run the? He ran
He's-
the
yeah,
in Salt Lake City,
City
didn't he?
ones.
David Cameron, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, he said that it must have been a lot easier to run Olympics in the middle of nowhere. That is what he said about Mitt Romney, which I was like, oh, Olympic burn.
Didn't he
Oh.
forget his name? Didn't Mitt Romney forget his name or the
He
labor
for-
secretary?
He forgot like the labor secretary's name, and he
Mr.
just-
Secretary.
Mr. something. Yeah, it was not good. I just feel like part of me feels bad because he's like, he is representing our country in some way or another because he's the second best guy right now, right? According to all
Next
of our
to
people.
you, I think.
Right, next to me. Like I'm better than him by one cool point, and then there's him. But like he's
He doesn't have his
representing
own
us.
radio
I think what's so
station
great about Mitt
or
Romney
radio
and
show.
the
My radio
GOP
show's way better
strategy
than
in
his.
general. I'm sorry, you guys need to
No, go ahead.
No, we're just having a private moment. That's okay.
go ahead, have it. I don't care. I'm not here to.
No, what were
judge.
you saying?
I think
What were you saying?
I think what's so great about
Anyways, Matt.
the Mitt Romney and the GOP strategy for the last 2 years has been to make Barack Obama look really good. Like it seems to be. I don't know if they mean to, but everything they do makes him look. No matter how he fails, he looks amazing next to the candidates.
So
and next to
Isn't that what the Democrats did for W? Because
little
he screwed up so many times,
John
and
Kerry?
America was just like, yes, this is going so well. Nothing is going wrong.
Oh yeah.
Until everything went
Mission
wrong.
accomplished.
So you're saying that like Mitt Romney is like the Manchurian candidate, but the
We
only
kind
thing
of
that
learned. It's weird because. Sorry.
Nice movie
Yeah.
reference.
I was gonna say
or
that
classic novel.
he's like the Manchurian candidate only when when it snaps in his head, he just turns into like a lousy guy.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, say the safe
The
words.
Palestinians have no culture.
Falcon Crest.
Terrorism.
Yeah, I don't know what to really think. Like, if there's one thing that the British really prize over anything, it's decorum. Like don't
Yeah.
go over there and like hock a loogie or something because it's gonna get talked about.
Didn't George W. Bush vomit on the Australian prime
Oh, it
minister?
was the
That was-
Chinese.
That was
George
George Senior.
George H.
Papa Bush.
Bush.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's what I meant. Like back
Herbert
in 93,
Walker
92
Bush.
or something.
He
Sometime,
puked
yeah.
in the Chinese.
Was it the-
it was the
Good
Chinese
Doc.
prime minister's
Yeah, I believe you're
lap.
right.
Yeah,
Nice.
I feel sorry for him because like if you have that bad of food poisoning, you probably also have diarrhea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so. This is a very serious issue.
Thank you, Matt, for bringing light to that.
All I can think about is the Naked Gun movies where they parodied that scene, and
Yes.
I love that movie. So
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very funny guy.
That didn't age from like 1976 on.
Yeah.
he
good
was
for him.
a
Huge
classically
Republican.
trained actor, very serious actor.
Yes.
Which is what made those movies so much fun.
Man, if somebody, you know how they made the Expendables, like for action movie stars? Why doesn't somebody make a Leslie Nielsen and like Mr. Bean and like that kind of
Leslie
Expendables?
Well,
Nielsen
remember
died.
Grown Ups?
Oh, he's dead?
I believe he
Hologram.
died very recently.
Nielsen hologram.
He's dead?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He and Tupac could
Yeah.
tour.
It's a
That would
really
be amazing.
sad
Yeah,
episode.
I would buy a T-shirt, but they would be like $75.
Yeah.
My favorite Leslie Nielsen is when they're playing baseball and he like strikes out the guy and he's the umpire. That's so good. Where he just, like, does all the moves.
He does like
on the radio.
all the crazy.
It's really good on the radio.
Jumps up and down, and we'll describe it on the radio.
Yeah, he
jumps
pumps his arms. We already tried to
approximately
describe, like, the opening
16
ceremony. It
inches
didn't work.
in the air and moves slightly on a 45-degree angle. I used to be a golf
This
commentary.
is Blocking Talk with Matt Kemple. Well, Matt Kemple, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
That's my time.
Yeah,
You
let's end on a
destroy
high note.
Radio show.
Let's
it's time
end
to
on a
go.
high note. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of the Milwaukee Comedy Festival. Thank you so much for being a part of this show, for everything you do. I think it's just, I think you're just swell. I
Thanks.
think you need to know that,
Yeah.
and you should know that. But we really appreciate it. And one more time, if you want to shout out your Twitter,
Oh, sure. It's at Milwaukee Comedy.
I'm so jealous of you.
You are more than welcome to tweet at Milwaukee Comedy.
I will.
About how jealous you are?
All right, I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna continue with Matt Kemple's theme music here from
Excellent
the
choice.
Fatty Acids. Your theme music is now "Creature" by the Fatty Acids.
Awesome.
Thank you.
This is the creature we made, and then dressed in the winter. Laughing at looks we could get. With true even tempers, it would sleep in our
say cunt or fuck or.
No, none of that
Disney?
stuff. None of that stuff. You are on the air and you just said those things.
No, are you serious?
Yep. That's
No
okay.
way.
We're not broadcasted live. We're not. And our.
Dude, I was totally joking. We should say something. You should warn people.
Hey, live air, baby. Live air.
Oh, great. Now I'm that jerk that.
Oh,
that
you're
said that.
about every guest we've ever had gets over
But
the
I didn't
limit.
want to be that. Okay, it was
you are-
funny off the air.
People know who you really are
It's
now,
like,
Carmen.
Now they do. They know.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Killer Radio Show on RiverWestRadio.com. We come to you live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. You might be tuning to us later on podcasts. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on our Facebook page. Definitely come check out the Facebook page and on COKComedy.com. But we're joined right now, but we, I mean myself, and Matt Kemple's still here. You can steal the mic from those guys if you want. But by Carmen Morales.
Hi.
Say hello.
That's me. Hello.
Say hello like you didn't just say the C word.
Yeah. Hey, listen, who knows those words, right? They're
Right?
not real. Hey, guys, I'm going to sell you timeshare.
Oh, it's so nice to have Carmen on. You know, I haven't like really. I guess I did a show with you. I guess that counts, right? We did a show at the Comedy Cafe. It was the open mic.
Little open mic fun thing.
Yeah, but Carmen's she's a regular touring comic.
Yeah,
and
professional, as they say. I
professional
guess.
comic.
If you count living in a Saturn, but yeah, professional. They pay me somehow.
Yeah, right on. I mean, you're touring the United States essentially. I mean, in your Saturn. I mean.
Yeah.
You're not obviously you know you're not in a bus Carlos Mencia style, but you're
Right. I don't have my entourage with me this time, but it's just because
next time, God willing.
You know.
Right, God willing.
I just need to buy a bus.
But you've been touring for like 3 months, right?
5 months.
5 months. My goodness, I'm great at everything. Details.
Yeah, you're good.
So 5 months you've been on the road.
I go back in a month.
Tell people a little about like yourself. You know who you are as a comic and who you are.
My name's Carmen. I am 30. Oh wait, I'm not 30 yet. I'm 20-something years old, and I just really love cats and
doesn't?
puppies and shit that broads like. I
Yep,
like all that
yep.
stuff. Yeah,
Stuff that
and-
broads like.
Yeah, and I really, Mike, a song that really resonates with me, I would say, is like More Than Words by Extreme. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Or like Truly Madly Deeply by Savage Garden.
That's amazing.
Just hits you right
You know,
in the vagina.
it pulls at my 1990s music heartstrings. And no,
That does say a lot about who you are. It does say a lot about who you are.
I've been a comic about 5.5 years, and I'm from Orlando, Florida, and that's where I started doing comedy. And I've been on the road, I would say, for about 2 years now.
Wow.
So, and it's great. Like I know that a lot of times, like comics that go out on the road, they come back withered and bitter. But I don't know what it is. I think I just like being homeless. Like I really enjoy going from place to place.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
Like, you know, like how often are you gonna get to go to Orlando and just fucking hang out with? I just said, damn it! Oh my god! I
You can
can't
say
stop
damn it.
cussing.
Yeah.
I can't stop cussing.
Well, we should say that Carmen works completely clean.
I am church clean. Like it's
Church clean.
It's.
And that's why she's swearing so much, is that when she gets off the stage, it's like, it's F
I
this,
can't get-
give
I
me an
can't
effing
get
sandwich, give me an
enough of
effing
it.
cigarette. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
And,
So you've been touring for a long time. You've been doing comedy for a long time. How'd you get your start? What made you want to get on stage?
Well, I had done pretty much everything you could as far as performing wise.
I thought you were going to say, like, as far as, like, hurting yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I did everything that I could
was
to really
like-
hate
yeah,
myself.
I was like 2 Xanny bars away from a permanent blackout, and no,
So it was like, here's a microphone. It's like, I guess that's enough shame for me.
right. I did when I did acting before. I was in an improv troupe for a while. I did theater. I did a bunch of crap, and stand-up was always the one thing that I'd never tried because I was terrified of it. It looked so scary.
Yeah, it's like the heroin of.
But I remember being like super young. I think like 4 or 5, and I know this totally constitutes you guys to be able to make fun of me, but I remember watching an old Gallagher tape.
Oh, I love Gallagher.
when I was a kid, right? I thought it was so great, and I was just like, man, I looked at him and
So
I was like,
dramatic.
I want to do that. Like, I want to do what he's doing. I want to do that, and then
So you blew Gallagher.
So I did. I was 7. He was into it, and it really just changed my career.
And you just sucked the
You know
funny
what?
out of
He
him.
didn't want me to. I did anyways because I'm not gonna.
And a star was born.
And I've been blowing Gallagher ever since. Hence my 6-month tour. Thanks, guys.
Congrats. You don't have to say no after that. You don't have to be like, no, you guys.
No, really.
I wasn't really.
It
blowing
hurts
Gallagher."
inside right now. Because I blew his brother once, which was really unnerving. Gallagher 2. Ever
Yeah,
heard of
Gallagher
him?
2.
Yeah, that was the.
For the record, Gallagher and his brother, like how his brother like stole his ass.
Have you
and
seen
sued him
Gallagher
for it.
recently?
Did he
Here's the thing.
collapse?
Here's the thing. I was doing
Huge
an
balls.
open mic in Altamont Springs, Florida, and it's a shitty open mic. It's a really
It's a
bad
what
one.
open mic?
It's a bad open mic.
You could tell because Gallagher was there.
He's what part of the reason why it was worse when he was there. And so I go outside and there's like this. I thought it was a homeless guy. I'm not joking with you, because it looked like Christopher Walken from like what is the Prophecy, where his hair's all
Yeah, yeah,
scrabbly.
yeah.
But if there was like shaved on the top, like it was so scary looking, like a scarecrow's head upside down. It was real freaky
Okay.
looking.
I get that.
And he had a Gallagher jacket on.
He was wearing his own
He
merch.
was wearing his own jacket.
Wow, and your hero.
And exactly, totally reality check for me. I was like, man, maybe I don't really want to be a comedian.
You're like, I'm so
Maybe
mad I
don't
blew
really
him.
want to turn into this guy. And what was even sadder is he was digging through an ashtray looking for cigarettes.
Oh, that's a low point. That's a low place to be. I've seen
Yeah.
the guy, like, I've seen people, like, pull a cigarette off the ground and smoke it. Like, my favorite story
No,
about...
he was digging. He was like elbows deep in butts trying to fucking find a shorty.
This is how you make it to the top.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's made it. His next special is going to be great. His next special, I heard his new CD is called Elbow Deep in Butts. I don't know. It's a double entendre.
I get
But
that.
my favorite story about somebody like this, my favorite cigarette story is my friend Mary. Once was like this homeless guy asked for a cigarette, and like I gave him a cigarette. I don't think it was me that gave him a cigarette. I like to tell it as though it was me though. I gave him a cigarette, and he's like, I need a lighter too. And I was like, of course you do, homeless man. And I handed him a lighter, and he like can't light the cigarette. So my friend Mary, who's really drunk, we're in college, she's like, give me that. Pulls the cigarette out of his mouth, puts it into her mouth, lights the cigarette for him, takes the
There
drag
is
and hands it
AIDS
back.
on that cigarette. Your friend has AIDS now.
Yeah.
I'm a professional doctor.
And I hope to tell that story at her wedding someday, next month. Shout out to Mary.
I love that we have our token stoned laugh.
Yep,
Like
yep.
he hasn't really said anything other than agree and giggle, and it's adorable. I really
that's
like
the
that.
best. That's Eric's role, is like to
Only
stonedly
have
laugh.
90 tweets, so
Yeah.
just do my job.
Yeah, tweet at Cast of Killers, #Killer Radio if you want to say something to Carmen. Also,
Other than telling me to stop cussing, because I think
it's
I
worked
got
great.
that
You
one.
really shut it down.
I really.
We should say too that we have a new email address. Steve Breeze was smart enough to think we probably need an email address, so kudos to Steve. COK.killerradio@gmail.com. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want us to talk about on the show, send us an email, and we'd be happy to talk about it. If it gets you more interested in the show, that's cool. Or maybe there's some music to send to us. That would be good too. We're always looking for new bands. What do you listen to when you're driving in your car? You must be
I
driving all
listen
the
to
time.
a lot.
Other than
Other
Gallagher
than
tapes.
Gallagher on repeat, because that just brings back just enough trauma from when I was 7 to just get me going. No,
No gag reflex. we should say.
Oh my gracious. I listen to all kinds of shit, like I love things, all kinds of music, different musical artists. As far as
These guys are moving a chair outside. It was distracting.
from classic rock, I've been listening to a lot of like this jazzy. They're called Medeski, Martin and Wood. Have you guys heard of them?
No, that sounds like a law firm.
I know, but they sound really good. They're like this like weird jazzy kind of I don't. I
Yeah,
like
they're kind of like a
it.
jam band, right? They're
Kind
like,
of. I think so.
So you like when you're on the road and you like to listen to music, you're not one of those comics who's like everything on silent. I'm talking to myself. I've definitely heard comics say that. Have you heard that?
No,
tapes of
because
my jokes.
when you're driving 11 and 12 hours, like
Yeah.
you don't want to talk to yourself that long because it always ends up going to a dark place. And then it's like, oh, which embankment can I drive myself off of? Like
All of them? It's my
Yeah,
day.
Exactly. I can't wait to crash and die right now. Like,
Yeah.
I think you gotta take breaks. Like there's times that we'll go and and I'll talk through jokes or something, or talk through a thought or whatever. But there's sometimes you gotta not do that because it's so much time.
Sometimes you just gotta jam out to REO Speedwagon and your Saturn.
You do. Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who. Yeah, we'll do that. No problem.
From a friend you were getting
Messing
around.
around.
Oh God. No, I feel like I'm on a morning show. I'm like, yeah, don't you love that song? Heard it from a friend. And we got him right here.
Get ready to listen for the phrase that pays.
You're listening to Balls and Beanhole.
You can't say balls on the radio.
You can say balls on the radio.
I think you
I
can,
was
yeah.
just hoping I
You
would.
can say beehole.
Yeah.
but you-
Beehole.
But you can't say butthole. No, you can.
Stop
Yeah, you
saying
can say Pussy
it.
Riot.
Can we say Pussy Riot on the radio?
I think.
If we were,
Can I just say Pussy Willow?
Yeah.
you can. Okay, Pussy Riot is
Pussy
what?
Riot.
Do you want to talk about
It's a
this with
band?
us?
Oh, are we talking about that now?
Yeah, you talk about that. I'm sure Carmen will have something to say about
Hey, buddy, what's going on? What's
Hey.
your story?
Um,
it. Dick like homie.
Yeah. How's your D hanging? See, I did that. See, you wanted me to say the other word, but I didn't.
dick.
Stop it.
Pussy Riot is.
Whoa! Hey, it's the title of my next new album, guys.
Right.
it's just this weird, interesting. Obviously, there's been a lot of protests in Russia because Putin put himself back in power without asking anybody.
Putin power? Anyone?
Putin power. So there's been a lot of protests, and these women have this punk rock band that they called Pussy Riot. Then they performed at various events during the protests. And a couple of months ago, what they did was they went into a church, basically reenacted like a prayer, and they started like banging, pretending.
Did
to
they
have
even have
sex
the
with
Puerto Rican
things.
Jesus? Was that? Am I thinking?
Was
of
that a
the same-
Puerto Rican Jesus? I think that.
Was it a black
that was
Jesus?
a black Jesus.
Was it?
That was
Like,
an
it's
accurate
been a while.
Jesus.
He could have been Dominican. You
Yeah.
never know that
Yeah,
because he was. And she did that same. It was same like the. A La Isla Bonita, like she was going through a pretty Hispanic phase right there. So I
I think that's
it
just
might
because
have
she
been
was banging her
maybe it
backup
was
dancer
Haitian.
who was
I don't know.
Hispanic. Is
I
banging
think-
all right? Can I say banging?
Look, I'm not going to chime in because I will talk about Madonna for too long.
It's okay. We can talk about our artistic theory.
This used to be my playground. Go.
I actually.
What was that video she did with all the crows in the desert and everything?
I thought that was Sting, Desert Rose.
That was called Frozen.
So then they got arrested. Pussy Riot got arrested. It was like these 3 girls, and they're being charged with hooliganism for disrupting.
Why isn't that a thing here? That's
Because
upsetting.
River West would be in jail.
Okay, why is
I don't know what that
hooliganism
means.
a
I'm not
thing,
from Milwaukee.
but pussy rioting isn't? Like, you can't be ticketed for pussy rioting?
Yeah, that's basically it. Hooliganism is just basically a loosely defined way of saying you're making us very angry. Please stop.
So you're saying hooliganism is kind of a loose pussy riot?
So in Russia. So in Russia, basically acting like an American is hooliganism.
Yeah.
Is all essentially.
And so, but everyone's really mad. Even the hardliners who are like, that was blasphemous and they should get punished. But everyone's like, this is completely uncalled for, and there's no reason why these women should be punished like this. They should get a slap on the wrist, perhaps, and maybe a fine. But it's turned into this movement where Pussy Riot isn't just a band; it's a group of people, like young people.
It's
that
like
are,
a hashtag. Is it that
yeah.
big?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh, yeah.
So
was
it's
being
just it's funny
facetious.
because Russia is like this very masculine culture. You know, like Putin, like a couple years ago, like his big picture was him shirtless skinning a bear.
Yep.
Or something, and all of
Did
their
they ever
propaganda.
call him the Rootin' Tootin' Putin?
I think they did, actually. I think that was actually on the propaganda
Guns
posters.
a blazing, baby. Guns a blazing.
So that's Pussy Riot.
Professional comedian. Carmen Morales.
Hey, I got a
everybody.
room full to giggle at it. You guys are the ones with the problem. You could have went the high road. No.
So Pussy Riot's very much like an LA riot, just
But with less
Vaginal.
class.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it. I'm like intrigued by the whole, Russian culture and that thing, like to think that people could just get, cast out to the gulag for like any old thing, and then, being a comic, knowing like how heinous like a bar can be. And just thinking over there, like, do people just like chill out in a bar and like we're not gonna cause any trouble because because we're not Pussy Riot, we're not qualified to do that. We're not a movement. I like
Is there-
Here's an evenly tempered pussy.
Yeah.
Is there like a hierarchy of Pussy Riot actions? Like how Pussy
Is
Riot
there or should
how
there be?
Pussy Riot are you? Like is that like a questionnaire in their version of Cosmo magazine? Like
I guarantee you, like, okay, so Pussy Riot is this band in Russia that's a huge political movement, right? So whatever garb they're wearing is going to be hot in the United States in 6 months. It could be the dumbest thing ever, but like
Yeah.
Pussy Riot shirts with like terrible haircuts is going to be the thing.
So basically,
It's
we're just
already-
gonna keep
it's
wearing
actually-
American apparel.
It's already
and
happening,
Getting
yeah.
stupid haircuts. Okay.
it's already happening in Williamsburg, New York right
Yeah.
now. The hipster capital of the country.
River West is already a Pussy Riot.
That's right. That's right. So
Did they do an Occupy Pussy Riot movement there too?
they should. They should.
I think I would occupy Pussy Riot if I had to. And depending on how much
And
I
here's
drank.
the thing, you do have to. So you've been hanging out in Milwaukee for a little while.
I have. I have actually stayed on Jason's couch. Have I not, Jason?
Yes, you have on a makeshift couch made of cushions and love.
Yeah, they were.
Usually it's women kicking Jason on his couch, which is interesting. But what's the next leg of the trip?
I'm gonna be in Appleton next week.
A-Town. I'm gonna be in Appleton at the end of the month. How long are you there?
Oh my God! That 1 week, I got shows that week, and then I'm making my way to North Carolina. I'm gonna go hang out for the Asheville Comedy Festival.
Oh, awesome.
And,
Making my way back to
Speaking
you,
of
girl. Right?
festivals, so I'm definitely gonna go to the Milwaukee Festival because that looks
Absolutely.
awesome. Like seriously,
awesome.
like it
Yeah.
looks really
It looks really good once you get there.
bad A. If I could get so bold to say.
No, we
bad
can't say ass.
A.
We cleared that. You can't say
You
ass.
can't say ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ass you can say.
Ass.
Ass. Can you say titties?
Uh,
Ass, titties, ass and titties.
I don't think you can
Ass.
say that. But you just did. It's fine. Everything's fine.
bunch of times.
I'd love to hear that bleeped. Ass, beep.
Oh, we don't
ass,
edit this.
beep.
This is live. We don't edit. What am I talented enough to edit? You're seeing all the talent.
I'm
this
just
is a 10 right
ruining
now.
everything then, because you don't even get to edit this. So it's
No.
like we're never gonna get aired again.
No, we won't get kicked off the air. I'll be like, she was a drug addict and we weren't out.
She was on heroin, man. You could tell it in her eyes. She had them heroin eyes, them black tar toes. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that's
Right?
right. You are from Florida. I just black
yeah.
tar toes.
At least it's not meth. That's really
So,
gross.
do you claim Florida? Are you like Florida's home? I'm a Florida girl.
Floridian.
That's where my parents were boning when they had me, and
Right on.
I mean, I'm not really.
Right on, parents boning. Yeah. Right on, dude. Right on, brother.
That's why we're here, man. It's all connected.
Parents bone, and here I am.
Parents bone, your parents bone, maybe they bone. Who knows, man? We're all here.
The 70s were a wicked time, bro. Wicked
It's
time.
free love, and love was free,
Jimmy Buffett was the most popular person on the planet.
I had my share of cheeseburgers in paradise, you know what I mean, man? Yeah.
I was cruising to be the 5th Doobie Brother, you know what I mean, brother?
I was a Juvie brother, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, maybe I could actually answer a normal, real question instead
No,
of
let's just
doing
make
this.
stupid Doobie Brother jokes all night. China Grove! It's like Hootie did it, but Doobies did it first, you know what I mean? Times are changing.
Oh my gracious.
So you're headed up to Appleton, then you're going to North Carolina, Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
You must have done a lot of shows, these past 5 months.
I
Some
would say
big,
that.
some small, I'm sure. And so tell me one really great show. Like, this is an awesome place, and tell me a horror story if you can.
Sure. A really great show was
Seinfeld.
there's it was pretty good. I dug it. And have you guys heard of the Sex in the City? Brilliantly
Absolutely.
written. Brilliantly written. No.
You're such a Miranda.
No, you're a Miranda.
I'm a Charlotte.
You are such a Charlotte.
Totally Charlotte.
Actually, I'm more of a Samantha. A lot of people don't get that vibe, but
I get it though. Yeah, tell us about a great show you had.
you should. That was the point. Great show. Like, there's been like a few gems on this tour, and it's usually been like, I've had like the greatest time at like these little independently owned comedy clubs that are usually like in the middle of nowhere. You're like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, I did a show in Clayton, North Carolina, and the comedy club was in a strip mall.
Strip mall.
Yeah,
club
not
mall.
that. The strip club is a different one. But they had. And I walked in, I was like, oh, this is going to be a bummer. And I walked in, and it was great, and the crowds were great, and the owners were great, and they traded their comics great. Like, it was amazing. It's called LOL Comedy Club, and it's in Clayton, North Carolina. And I had the greatest shows all weekend, and the owners there, they also part-owned a strip club. So after the show, like,
You
all
made
the
a lot of
comics-
money that night.
You know what I'm saying? Man, no, but I went over there, and the comics would drink, would get hooked up, drink, and it was a really bad strip club. It was like a
Oh,
really,
really?
so it was
Bullet holes?
hilarious. It was the best thing ever because nobody was taking it seriously, and everyone was laughing at the C-section wounds, and it was just really fun. It was really fun, and
Nothing lightens the mood like a C-section scar in a stripper, right?
or the I haven't waited long enough since the baby came out where it's not all hanging off
Yeah,
of me.
yeah.
Like one of those two. And
Girls
then-
gotta eat.
Yeah, not only that, there was also a chick there that had like it looked like she had been shot with a shotgun of rock salt, like of rock salt in her back. Like, it looked so gross. Like, I wish I had a pair of tweezers to just pick this shit out. Like, it was so gross, dude. It really was.
She wasn't turning into a lizard.
Yeah, it's like
But she had-
how am I supposed to snort coke off of that, right?
Exactly.
I mean, have some
Exa-
decency.
Pretty much. Like, I'm not trying to snort your bloody wound coke. You
Yeah,
know what I
like-
mean? Like, way to ruin my good time and my high. I'm just trying to have a great, just shut up and clean it up, would you? I'm
Yeah.
not trying to do some.
It's like, hey,
This isn't a requiem for a dream, lady, okay?
I guess you got shot in the back with a shotgun, but like, I need to do coke off a hooker's back. So
Yeah.
either like roll over on your front and pull your stomach up
Yeah.
or something,
Exactly.
Be decent. Be
Put
a person.
Band-Aid on it. You know what I'm saying?
Wear some Spanx, maybe. What if a stripper wore Spanx? Would that be? Would you still tip? Would you be like?
Where you'd be like, I don't know where the ends are.
I'd
So
be like,
where
she
do I
looks
put the
really
dollar?"
good.
It's like,
She looks really good. Like,
then
just-
you go back for the private dance and she actually takes it off. You're like, I take it back. I don't really want to see
there's
you at all.
there's nothing less sexy than a woman taking off Spanx. That's like the.
That sounds like a man from seeing it in firsthand.
That's
Is
that's
that true?
That's
Is
sort
it
of an ends of the earth kind
like
of
a
thing.
biscuit can popping, perhaps?
But, like, it goes. They have to pull it from like the middle of their body all the way up over their heads, like
Are
And
you
then,
like a chubby chaser?
and then
or
at one
something?
point, no, like all women wear the Spanx. That is not a thing. Like they have
No
extra
way.
slim
There's
Spanx.
thin women that wear.
They have like
really?
size 0 Spanx. Hell yeah,
That
those ones.
doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense because the skinnier the women are, the more they even want to be skinnier. Like it just becomes a competition with themselves. I imagine.
I love that you're telling me about women. This is
I
fun.
imagine, right?
Let me tell you a thing or two about women because I have masturbated a ton. And I know a thing or
Haven't
two.
we all? I
Um,
mean,
So okay, so tell us your horror story then.
the horror story.
Horror story.
Horror story. No, I do have a horror story, but horror. Can I say horror?
You can say horror.
Yeah.
Horror. Okay.
Horror.
A
Respectful
Just said it.
profession.
yeah, I think so. Escorts, as they
Oldest
sometimes
one in
like
the world, right?
I have a horror story, but the horror story is that I was doing a show, and it was me and an African American gentleman who was my headliner.
Black guy.
Black guy, that's true. And we're doing a show in this small town of that's normally about 5,000, and the weekend we were there, it just so happened to be called Hillbilly Festival was happening. So then the town was about 75,000, and I don't mean 75,000 normal cultured people. No, that's not the kind of people that were there.
I wouldn't even want to be in the vicinity for Hillbilly Fest.
I don't want to be in the same state. Yes, definitely. I did not want to be anywhere near it. Yeah. And at that show, as you could guess, they don't take too kindly to Hispanic people as far as any other ethnicity.
Oh, wow.
That's not ultra white. Yeah, exactly. So
The master race.
So I'm doing the show and I'm getting absolutely nothing. And I'm like, it's gut wrenching. I'm like, really nothing? You guys can't even give me the benefit of a slight doubt. It's probably the hardest I've ever eaten
Maybe
it.
if you stop coming here and taking everyone's jobs, they'd laugh at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you didn't
that's-
crawl across the Rio Grande to tell them
I'm not
jokes.
Mexican though, so
Swim across the Rio Gulfy.
yeah.
I don't know.
Sheep a border cop.
Right.
Wait, you're Puerto Rican? I don't know any Puerto
This is
Rican.
gonna sound really weird if they can't hear you. Is it pick him up too? Because that would sound really weird if it just hears me responding to the things that
Not
he's
well,
saying.
as we learned on the last episode. It doesn't pick it up well.
Yeah.
Eric Thorson.
Yes.
But
Another time I should apologize for.
And I love that you're calling them out. That's usually my job, and I fail miserably at it.
no, it's okay.
No, but go on.
So I'm doing this one joke that I have, which is about how I don't like. It's a stupid cat joke I have, and
Love it
I asked
already.
the audience. Yeah, I asked the audience if anybody there has cats, and I get no response at all. And then I was like, "Do you guys have dogs? Do you have animals? Do you know what animals are? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Am I talking too fast? Give me something." And then just out of utter silence and darkness, all I hear is, "We got goats." And I was like, okay. Did you have to be so sling blade about it? What's your story? I'm getting a little concerned for said goat. Is this a pet goat? Are you using it as a marital aid? What's your story with this goat? And I'm not making this up. He goes, sometimes. And I was like, hey, buddy, don't try to be funnier than me. And he's like, no, really, it only happened once. And I was like, this guy is not joking. This guy's totally banged livestock and is admitting it in a public forum. This is ridiculous. This can't really be happening to me. I'm like, and everybody else around him was laughing, that's Earl the goat banger. He was infamous. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people? We should be forming a posse. We have to save the goat, man.
Did you say this out loud?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I was responding to him. I was like, wait. I was like, you don't have to do this, right? Have you ever heard of adultfriendfinder.com? You don't have to
Adult
result.
goat finder.
Exactly. You don't have to result to
Bah.
that.
There's no way he has the internet. There's no way.
That I guess I should have made sense. I didn't know if maybe they could have a crank start internet or what, but and then I was like, well, I hope you protected yourself, at least that's all I'm thinking about now, and how gross
All he
that
had
is.
was lambskin condoms, actually. That was it. That was all he had.
That was actually a tag I used when I told this story. on
Boom!
stage. And but I was like, I hope you protected yourself, and he goes, I did. I wore my boots. I was like, yeah, I was talking about something other than your feet.
You're a wiener, sir.
Yeah.
You're a wiener.
Yeah. So then I tell that story because I was so appalled by it. I had to talk about it. And if you don't have open mics every night, you just end up doing stuff in your 30-minute act.
Right.
I can't not talk about it. So I'm in another southern state telling that story. And after the show, I get a guy that comes up to me and he goes, hey, you know why I wore boots, right? And I was like, I want to know why you know why he wore boots. You know what I'm saying? That's not something you just Google on. You don't just look that up. Nobody's writing term papers on about how the schematics.
Perhaps. Sociologists
banging
will.
a goat. Yeah.
In 100 years from now.
And he got real detailed about it. I don't know why people feel the need to tell me. That's the thing. That's the whole point of all of this, is I don't care what you do. Just don't tell me about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't-
As a comic, people feel like they laughed at your joke because they related to it, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to get you to laugh because you relate to it. But afterwards, everybody wants to come up to you and be like, oh, man, you know what? That's funny. You're like, I do.
And I get
My
it. I
friend
get it. We talk to people on a level that makes them like comfortable being vulnerable, and they do that, and I totally appreciate that. But when you're talking about banging a goat, I think there should be a line there. Like maybe, I don't know.
It's killing me. Why do they wear the boots? It's killing me.
Well, that's the thing is that he even explained it. He was like, because they put the goat's feet on the boots and they hold their hindquarters, and he bangs them, and then so the goat's trying to fight its way because it's not like he's coercing the goat into getting banged. It's goat rape, guys.
Oh,
Like,
so
this
he
is-
wears the boots because he's a monster. He's a human monster, and
Yeah.
wow, the South really. I mean, we've elevated them in the past, so it's good to bring the South down a little bit. Let's take a short break. Things are going really great here. We're hoping that DJ Mighty Thor shows up, but either way, we're gonna come back with Carmen Morales after a tune. We get a lot of songs donated to us by groups around River West and around Milwaukee, but I'm gonna play a song that I like by one of the groups that donated some music. This song is called. Hold on, if I can find it. Snowstorm. This is by the Lucid Parallelograms.
Oh, cool. I like them.
We'll be right back with Carmen Morales.
evening, ignorant pigs. Put down your crack pipes and your beer bongs and pay attention.
This demonstration will feature music in many styles.
Ladies and gentlemen,
DJs are better than one.
Mighty Thor, ho.
Chris V.
We are the ones that's running this show.
What is it you two daredevils are doing that I'm just so uncool I couldn't possibly understand?
Let's begin.
But you don't want no problem. You don't want no problem. But you don't want no problem. But you don't want no problem with me. Be a me, we can feel the need. You don't want no problem. But you don't want no problem. But you don't want no problem with me. Be a me, we can feel the need. Hey, you don't wanna be dead in the streets. Mouth full of blood and soul full of heat. Why you tryna act hard as hell and you know damn well you don't wanna feel the shell? Nigga, I been down by law. Gun to my head, press dead to the wall. I got big balls and bullets like baseball. Bitches don't be straight, knock out all y'all. Hell no, the boys don't play. Straight nuts in your face, put your pistols away. I don't piece the weed to my head and pray for the folks in the club. Yeah. But you don't want no problem.
Oh, yeah. Little dubstep music in the background there. That's DJ Mighty Thor. He's supposed to be coming in, but I don't see him right now, so we're going to keep chatting away with our lovely guest, Carmen Morales.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Killer Radio Show. I'm Ryan Mason.
I'm Eric Thorson.
I'm Carmen Morales. We also have Jason Hillman in the house.
Oh, thank you. Good
No
reset,
problem.
guys.
No
Steve Breeze
problem.
manning the ones and twos as always. Tweet in at @KessKillers, #Killer Radio. We had some tweets. Why don't you read a tweet?
Okay.
I know we had a question or something in there. Jason Hillman's probably refilling his water, walking around somewhere. But yeah, we're the lovely Carmen Morales joining us. It's so nice to have you.
Oh, why, thank you. It's lovely to be here.
You've been in Milwaukee for like a week or so you're probably you're a full-blown Milwaukeean by now, I would assume.
I'm getting a pretty good feel for the scene here. I really like it. Like, I could totally live here.
Are you just exhausted by the beer drinking though?
No, because I drink whiskey, so.
Sure, right on.
Well, I drink Crown. So
Southern
it's
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either it's really more like old black men are the only people I know that drink Crown. Really tortured souls.
Yeah, right on.
And
my cousin drinks Crown and water.
Mhm.
Is that you?
I drink Crown and cranberry. Which sounds really weird, but it's actually really good.
Right on.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got a tweet. This is from Deborah Mason, friend of the show.
My mom.
Yeah, Ryan's mom. She wonders what our event would be, what we would compete if we were in the Olympics.
Apathy.
Apathy.
Yeah, I would
It's
get a
an
gold
event.
medal.
That's an event.
Judo. Mine would be judo. National judo champ. I just like putting on a gi, you know?
Cynicism.
Yeah. DJ Thor walked into the studio as well now. Let's, do you want to bring in everybody? Do you want to do everybody and just kind of share mics?
Mine would be water polo.
Oh.
Mine would be water polo if the pool was really shallow. That would be mine.
Call back.
I feel like I'm dominant.
Yeah.
The 3-meter dash.
The 3-meter dash. We just got done playing some music by DJ Mighty Thor. I have a story to tell Thor as well. out of the fact that we played his music. Why don't you sit down? I'll introduce you to Carmen, and you might have to share a little bit of Mike's. Oh, did I just? I lost my headphones there for a second, but they're back. So we're joined right now on the Killer Radio Show. Jason, you can share a mic with me too if you need to. You want to sit in my lap? Oh, he's going to pee first. Okay, so on the show right now we have DJ Mighty Thor.
Hello.
Is that how you like to be introduced?
Yeah.
All right, DJ Mighty Thor, Carmen Morales.
Oh, yeah.
This is Carmen. She's
Hi.
she's
Nice
a
to
professional
meet you.
touring comedian, and Thor is a professional DJ here in the
Do you
city.
tour?
I'm touring DJ.
Oh, you don't tour? Do you stay local mainly?
Stay pretty close to home.
Yeah, right on. So you're we just played some of your music. I was saying that.
What'd you play?
I don't even know because they're labeled differently on my iPod. But I know we played some of your jams off of the Bandcamp site, and I got a lot of tweets back in and some texts from people who were like, there was a lot of cursing in that.
Pretty filthy. I mean, I didn't write the songs. Still, yeah, I've been told that. I play dirty songs.
So you're a DJ. Tell people what kind of music you like to play, because it's really diverse. Like a lot.
I that's kind of what I like to do, is just keep it diverse. I don't really listen to most of the music that I play. It's just kind of for boys and girls to enjoy for the most part. But yeah, I mean, I make a lot of mixtapes and stuff that have just random shit. Can you swear on this one?
No.
No.
Don't worry, Carmen already.
I've
She
kind
already
of ruined
broke
that.
the seal. So if you have to swear, go
I
ahead.
opened it with the C word, so.
She didn't know she was on it.
Yeah, it's
All
not
right.
as.
Yes. So you play a lot of different music together at clubs generally
clubs.
for people to dance to.
I'm playing like 4 nights a week usually, and each night is different. So it's all It's just, Mondays I do a bar called Bad Genie downtown. That's a pretty low key night. Fun night though. Oh, there you go. That's super. Tuesdays and Wednesdays I'm usually off. There goes that. Thursdays I'm at Library Club. Fridays I keep open, but I'm always booked. And Saturdays I'm at a club called Note.
Note?
Note, which I believe is Italian for night.
Okay.
Makes sense because Noche.
Because I really feel weird because I say tonight I'll be at night. It just feels weird to me.
Now, see, I would imagine.
Nightclub.
I would imagine what you do is like comparable to like comedy, right?
It is,
like,
yeah. There's
because you have to create everything. You have to do everything.
Yeah.
So all the pressure's on you, much like us. And so would it be like a big goal for you to like do like a music festival or to do like something like that?
I'd like to be traveling, but it's kind of much with comedy. It's kind of all who you know. Once you get to a certain level, you got to meet the right people to make that happen. So eventually, I'm sure it'll get to that point.
Or is it possible like it is in comedy where like if you work with another DJ that like really likes you, they could bring you on the road with them and you could like open do DJs open for other DJs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like I know there's been some people that they'll be like the opener, and they'll just set up like their gear and stuff, put the needles on turntables and whatever, make sure their computer's in the right spot.
Do you use visuals at all?
No, I would. I wish I could.
Well,
pretty awesome.
He dances a lot by himself.
I'm visual enough.
Yeah,
for
he's very
everybody.
visual out there.
Yeah.
He has a beard. He's wearing a hat, so that's pretty visual. I mean,
a lot to look at.
I just noticed there's like a trend right now where like especially more on electronic music.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
There a lot of people are doing.
DJ
visual
Shadow
stuff
just went on tour and he had this thing called the Shadow Sphere, and it was a sphere and it was just like with all these crazy visuals projected onto it, but it would rotate also.
Oh, that's really cool.
Alonso Bin just had this ESOM tour last year. I think he's doing it again this year. It's this gigantic structure.
The one that has like steps, the cubic one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just this monumental visual display for everything
Yeah,
that
it's
he makes.
pretty cool.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Voodoo Music Festival last year, the one they do in New Orleans, and they had a whole stage that was all just set up for electronic, and they had the whole stage was surrounded by this white, like this huge
white guys.
Yeah, like it was like a huge. It almost framed the stage in this huge white. I don't think it was Canvas or something, and they would be projecting. I mean, it was just like, man, I really wish I was on mushrooms right now.
Yeah.
It was
I saw
so
Nine Inch
awesome.
Nails like 4 years ago. They did that. They had this huge screen in front, and he would play behind it, and they would just have all of these.
Tool always does that too.
I know. I'm just yelling. I'll just yell. I'll just say it really loudly. What's the worst show you've ever had?
Yeah, tell us your worst show.
Oh man, there's been so many. I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's kind of probably my early days coming up in clubs because I had no idea what I was doing. This is when I was like 20, 21. Never really been to a club, but I got thrown into like a couple nice, pretty big clubs, and they're like, "Here, DJ here," and I'm like, "All right."
No
some money
sweat,
thrown
bro.
at me. Like I was playing like underground hip hop up the street at the Uptowner at the time on Tuesday nights, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So that was just pretty much a pretty quick decline from up, give you an opportunity, blow it immediately.
Yeah,
so that was
yeah,
probably. I mean, I can't really pin it on one night.
Every comic's been to that show where they're
Yeah.
like,
But I
I
learned
feel
from it.
great, and then the next day you just feel like
Yeah, I
garbage.
thought I was ready for it, but then I didn't realize how hard it is. So I mean, I just
So now, like, when
now
you're
I'm a total pro and I have no.
Oh yeah,
plan
never
on it.
fails.
Right. No.
So now, like the idea is to not just like put on a record and let it play.
Right.
It's to structure a show that's fun from beginning to
I
end.
open for myself. I kind of get the energy going, and then I just keep everybody having fun. Like I don't
So
really
do you,
slow
you
it
feel like
down.
you have like an intuition for
Yeah.
like a crowd?
Yeah, and that's something I think that comes with experience. You start to like really, really be able to just feel and read a crowd because you played in front of so many different types of people, and ages, and everything.
Yeah.
Just
I think that's so awesome. It's so comparable
Yeah, it
to,
is.
to
Yeah.
stand
It
up
is.
because like
Yeah, it's
especially
almost
like if you're
identical.
doing these gut wrenching casino shows.
Oh, yeah.
You
You
know what
gotta
I mean?
dumb
That
down
you're
to,
set
like-
up. Yeah, you're set up completely for failure.
Yep.
And then it's like you and another comic. So there's no opener. You have to open for yourself
Yeah.
and get everything going. And it's just like, and you kind of got to just kind of like, all right, well, all right, is this gonna work? Let's try this.
Yeah,
Are we
and then
gonna do it?
sometimes
And
you just gotta like stand up there like, oh god, these people hate me. And then you
Yeah.
just have to sit here. Can't leave until close.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm
whatever.
contractually
Oh, I'm gonna
obligated
try
to
and
be
make you
here for
people
this
happy,
time.
But
Yeah.
How long is a normal set for you though?
I usually start at 10 and go till 2.
See,
Wow.
at least we
That's
only
the
have a
only
15-minute
thing,
window
yeah.
for
Yeah.
failure.
Yeah.
If I'm having a crappy day at work, it's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and then I can.
But I mean, if you lose a group of people, then you know that it's you can
Yeah.
tell that you're.
I mean,
not gonna-
I don't really ever blow it. You know, like I mean, I'm sure I have a long time
Well,
ago, but
sir.
I don't anymore. But I'm not entertaining people with things I thought of. I'm just playing other people's music at the end of the day. It's just how
Yeah.
you do it and who you're playing for, and you know how to read, how to figure it out. Really.
But you also mix. I mean, we've played your music on the show before. You also have some dubstep music that
Yeah.
you've produced and some more.
I didn't produce any, just kind of like played other people's stuff.
So that's a grouping of other individuals' music. With what do you put into it though? I mean, what
I
is?
just mix it together and just kind of try and I might blend like two things together. I started out DJing, doing a lot of like scratching and tricks and stuff. Like,
Okay.
As far as like DJ battle scene goes, and then kind
The
of got
DJ
into,
battle scene? Is there a
It's
DJ
not
battle
really
scene?
anymore? There used to be.
should
Like
try
when
it.
I got into it, it's pretty. I mean, there's still battle DJs, and what they can do is just incredible. Like, if you
What
look
is
them
it?
up on
Can
YouTube-
you explain what a?
amazing.
Can you explain what a DJ
it's like-
battle is? I don't know what
just
a DJ
basically
battle is.
scratching, making people like making your hands do things with turntables that people don't
Look
realize
up,
is
DJ Shadow and Qbert set.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Cut Chemist set.
I'm not really familiar with any of those words, but I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you should learn about DJing a little bit.
I don't know much
you have a
about
DJ
it. Like
on
I
your
really don't.
show.
I know that
No,
a
it's
guy
like-
a guy stands up there with a T-shirt way cooler than mine, and he opens a computer and he
yeah.
plays music that younger girls like that I pretend that I know about,
Yeah.
and then I try to buy drinks for everyone, and then I sort of scuttle to the back. That's generally.
No, that's a pretty. I mean, that's a pretty good approach. To
But like at the
enjoying
same
it.
time, I've been to DJ shows where I've had the best time ever.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
went to Pitchfork Festival for like 3 or 4 years in a row when I was in like college, and that like seeing groups like Diplo and like LP and like those sorts of like groups that
Diplo
blew my mind. Like I had the best time. Major Lazer was one that.
Oh, they were at the festival that I was at, and it was nuts. They invited
Diplo
people.
and Switch.
Yeah.
They invited people onto the stage and stuff. It got to the point where like
girls just doing crazy things.
Yeah, and the security was like, "Hey, listen, we have to stop the show because this is officially unsafe." And they're all like, "Sorry, everybody, we're having the time of our life, but we gotta tone it down a little bit." Like those guys were nuts.
That seems like a good place to get to. Is like where people are having such a good time that it has to be shut down by police.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a show that had to be shut down? Have you ever been at a club where things got rowdy?
Actually, no, not really. Some of the places I play at, people assume, like, because of the crowd that I play for sometimes, they assume, like, that someone's going to get shot.
Does that mean they're
stabbed.
black?
Yep.
Okay.
Urban
Just curious.
is what people call them.
Do they accept you, though? As
I have been accepted by them,
There's
yes.
black
That's awesome.
I mean, a lot of my colleagues are black dudes, and just being in black clubs like that, they just, at first, it's weird. Like, having the feeling of being the minority is really bizarre to me.
Yeah, that must be awful for you.
Well, you're white.
It was.
What a terrible time that your people have had.
It's a life full of hardship.
If there's one thing, if there's
Isn't
one
it
oppressed
weird when
people,
you don't
it's
feel white
DJs.
guys? Isn't it weird?
It's middle-class white kids from the suburbs have been oppressed more than anyone knows.
But you come from a really musical family.
This is true.
We've had your sister on the air, Madeline Goodwill, and
Is that what she's going by now?
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
wow. Abandoning the old namesake. Huh?
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
she just got married. Sorry, bro.
She did?
It's over.
What?
It's over, bro.
When?
Just now.
I stood up in the wedding. It was, from what I recall.
Can I tell stories about?
Oh, you can tell.
Okay.
I hope you do. I've been trying to catch up on stories all week.
Okay, well, Thor and I drank a lot during the wedding.
You didn't drink nearly.
Not nearly as much as Thor did. But Thor, we showed up. We took pictures with the wedding, and then we went to the bar at the Lake Park Bistro.
Nice place.
And nice place. We all ordered drinks. Thor's just kind of joking with the bartender, and all of a sudden, huge attitude out of a bartender at a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate being somebody being rude, but
well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was under the impression that a bartender's job is to tend bar and actually take crap from their customers. That's why they get tips, and that's why. Apparently not.
Yeah.
See, I'd never been in there. When I drove in, I was like, are they playing, this is like Beverly Hills. I thought they were playing polo. But I don't even realize I didn't even know what polo was because they weren't on horses.
I thought that was a disease.
They weren't in water.
Right? Isn't that a disease?
There's an I in it. Polio. But they were just like...
Polio.
Yeah, totally.
Roofie. Oh.
DJ Polio. Really strong stuff. He's got that stutter
Do you think he
down.
can wear a blanket on his lap the whole time he's DJing?
Yeah, that's right. So Thor told a bartendress what his thoughts were. She was a jerk. She was a jerk. If she's listening right now, just you know what?
What was her name? What was her name?
Stop it right now.
Just calm down, draw yourself a nice bath, and then bring your toaster in there with
Comfort
it.
yourself with her $50 tips.
Yeah, I don't think she got much from us, but also
I told her she wasn't getting tips.
I think it was really nice though to see you had a friend who was helping to DJ there as well. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then just to see somebody who is, for me as a comic, sometimes I'll go to a show and I can't feel necessarily totally comfortable at a show because as a performer, I'm thinking about the things that perhaps the performer is thinking about.
Right.
Is this crowd gonna like this? Is this the right song? Is this the right vibe for this room? But you seem to have a really good time. Do you find yourself able to enjoy other DJs' sets in the same way that your fans do?
Yeah, I love DJs. That's kind of why I got into it, just because I like,
grooving
DJs. But yeah, that was my buddy Jake, who I've been DJing with for 10 years.
Wow.
Who did that? So I put her in good hands, and pretty much programmed all the music, most of it.
Have you ever DJ'd at a wedding?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not too bad because I only DJ for people's weddings that I know, and they know who they're booking, and it's good money. It's a long day.
It's just I always thought it was a book.
It's not like what you want to do.
No.
I was a freelance photographer for a while, and I shot a bunch of friends' weddings and stuff. And I always thought it was such a bummer because it's like, if you really wanted me there, like, I wouldn't be working. Like, screw you, dude.
Those are the weddings that I do are like not close friends.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, you know, or like last summer
like
I did
a friend of a friend
my
kind of
best
thing?
friend's little sister's wedding. Yeah. So it's like I would have been there, but I'd rather be there and getting paid.
And if you were gonna do a DJ set, you probably don't want to be at a wedding. You'd probably rather be at a club that's like a lot of
that's
fun.
why I'm saying that's gonna be like one of those hell gigs.
I kind of bring that vibe to the weddings later on.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. When all the old
Once everybody's boozed up and it turns into a club.
Yeah, but if you're at a wedding, most of the time, you know, like, I don't know, half the people are going to be old, and they're going to be out of there by 10 o'clock. So.
What a feeling, dancing on the ceiling.
All right, there you go.
Right? You throw a little of that in there.
If I have to hear that stupid cha-cha song one more time, I'm gonna stab someone.
Well, we were, you know what? We were talking.
Did somebody ask you for that? Like,
oh, I mean, I don't have it. Like, I don't have that.
No, I'm glad. I respect you as a person more because I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm certain people have actually asked you for the cheese, right?
Sure, absolutely. Like every night of.
Hey man, can you play? Are you serious? Is it that bad?
I mean, not like the cha-cha slide, but yeah, like people ask for songs and yeah, all the time.
Of course.
But people ask for songs.
Soldier
I just
Boy.
found I used to just get irritated and be like, just shut up, leave me alone, or you know, just be a dick to them. But found that if you're nice
He
to them,
meant
they
D,
leave.
not dick.
Oh, you can't even say that?
No, you can say
I
dick.
can say that. That's not a
She's
swear.
teasing now. She feels the power of correcting people on the radio, which is it's magnificent.
But I found if you're nice to people, they leave you alone.
Jason Hillman. Eric was just at a wedding. I wanted to talk about this too with Jason too from the Killer Radio Show. So we were just talking about weddings. A quick poll of the cast of Killer Radio. Eric was at a wedding, his sister's wedding, and they did not play the chicken dance. Are they officially married? Are they actually married?
No.
No, they are not married. Jason Hillman says no, they are not married. Eric?
Did they play the Macarena?
No, there wasn't any kind of DJ or any music.
There wasn't any music?
Really there was like jukebox. They rented out the bar and there was like a jukebox at the end.
A jukebox?
What kind of commie
So it's like-
fucking wedding is this?
How un-American? Like, how
That's
do
putting
you...
a lot of trust in your guests.
Wait, what's more American than a jukebox?
No, but it's a traditional. When you have
hero.
a DJ, you have
guy standing there pressing buttons on a computer.
drinks, and you have the garter toss. Everybody knows
But
that.
it was at the Titletown Brewery in Green Bay, so they have lots of really delicious beers, and then there was like pool and bar games, darts.
That's rad. I went to a
Nacho bar.
Magical
Nacho
evening. Nacho bar. Nacho bar.
Yeah, that was
All
a
right, now
nacho bar.
That's actually
Nacho bar.
They
They're
should do
officially married
nacho
then.
bar
Yeah.
and fondue.
Balance, right. No DJ, nachos.
Yeah.
So
I want a crown and cranberry fountain at my
Oh,
wedding.
that's pretty
Is that too much to ask?
No.
With just punch glasses,
Oh, you get out of here with
just
that.
dip in it.
So you
is that?
know, like, have you ever
That's that
Stupid
shuffle
shuffle.
song.
Oh, I
yeah,
hate
this-
that.
have you ever so
Play
you,
the shuffle song, dude. Play the shuffle song.
Yeah. it's
so
funny when a
speaking of
guy
weddings
asks
and
for
speaking of
Is it? Is
Yeah.
guys ask for it?
Like, are you asking for? No. What did this guy? This guy came up and asked me to play Justin Bieber last week. And I'm like, you, sir, are asking me for that?
It's for us.
And he's like, oh no, not me. I'm like, well, you did just ask me for Justin Bieber. He's like, and then just walked away. I was like, you come on, dude.
So is anybody like do people do people do like wedding style dancing to your music? Like do
Yeah,
people do
dude.
the worm to your music
no, I
ever?
don't. I
The
don't
worm
know
would be
about that,
impressive
but you're talking about
compared to,
like a line dance deal. Like
Oh,
the,
does that
like
happen?
The,
Electric slide.
The shuffle, yeah.
Keep it shuffle. There's a new one. No, I don't. I only do like 1 or 2 weddings a year. So
I'm gonna
I
let
don't even-
Jason
I
talk
don't
too
even
because
get
he
a
knows more
chance.
about music than I do too.
Yeah.
So here, tap out.
What was the question? I don't even.
Do people do the worm at your shows?
No, I don't know. Sure.
Sure, yeah.
They may.
Could,
They're
yeah,
allowed.
Yeah.
Has it,
I don't
it's-
know. It's not discouraged.
It may
at
have
all.
happened. It may have
Sure.
happened. Yeah.
I think it's happened.
Yeah.
But people do
All right,
this stupid.
Jason?
What's this movie or this? I just saw your shirt. I just saw Batman just now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It says
Thank you.
www.batmand.
That's cool.
WW dot.
What's that new song? The Wobble.
Wobble woo, wobble woo,
I
wobble
will tell you,
wobble woo,
I did
wobble.
a bunch of when I started doing comedy. I did a bunch of urban clubs in the city, and the wobble was the thing. I tried to learn that. That's like
but this is like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
This that song, The Wobble, was out like 4 or 5 years ago.
They just
and
wrote
white
a dance
people
for it.
just caught on to
Yeah.
it.
I can't
This
do
year.
it. I can't do it.
I think it's pretty simple.
I'm a terrible
I can't
dancer.
do it either.
I have no
I
rhythm.
see people. Yeah, I don't really care to
But
learn
that's the thing is
wobble.
I don't understand is like why would you want to? I thought the whole point of dancing was like you making sporadic movements that make you feel good,
Yeah, if
right?
you're an
Isn't that
artist-
the-
Well, because you would have to be listening to good music to do that. That makes you feel good. Most people in where I DJ just are there to have a good time.
The group mentality
They don't want to
thing, like, we
listen.
wanna
They
join-
don't want to listen to music. They want to just hear something familiar and have liquid. You
Let's
know.
get drunk and sing
And
songs
just
we know.
yeah. If even if it's a brand new song that will be a crazy hit in like 3 months, I'll put it on and it'll clear the floor.
Yeah.
Like really, you guys just wait till you're told to like this, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, wait till you
you'll be-
listen to
you
this
will be
6
demanding-
times a day.
Yeah.
Wait
And
till
then you're
Casey
gonna
Kasem
absolutely
tells
love
you
it.
this song's
Yeah.
hot.
Yes.
Okay, I want to get you guys' perspective on this. Have you guys heard of the new type of dancing? It's like in Jamaica right now. It's called daggering.
Yeah, where it's like really aggressive dry humping.
It's like
I
simulated
saw that at my
rape
prom
is
in
what it's
Ohio.
like.
That's not new. That's a thing
What?
that I saw that at my prom in Ohio. That's nothing new.
Daggering.
Isn't that what they've been doing forever? I thought
No, there's
violently
a
humping
difference.
somebody on the
No,
dance floor was the thing.
Like that's one thing. I don't think
Oh yeah, it's
this
very-
is
yeah.
like
twerking only takes.
Can
one,
you guys
daggering
give me an
takes
example
two.
of daggering, if you can?
like they throw each other and launch each other and like simulate banging in midair. Like it's nuts.
In midair?
It's
What
yeah,
is this?
It's
Like a flying
crazy.
scissoring.
Yeah, that's
Crouching
exactly
tiger,
what it's like.
hidden
It's like a
scissoring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it's like. And
like
like
a
these
John
guys
Woo
just
dance.
they pick up these broads and they just start banging them. Like it's like
Subtle.
I can't imagine that you guys.
Clothes on. It's yeah. It's,
I just
you know.
recently
For now.
Yeah.
saw on accident because I was doing a show that was.
You got daggered.
I've seen it.
I did. I wasn't expected. I didn't know I was the daggeree. Is that what happens? I
Daggering,
don't-
the new affliction hitting America. What are the kids doing?
They're
daggering.
It's
Oh,
like if you
God.
watched.
I really hope little kids don't start doing that because that's gonna be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
then
saw
you're
a
gonna
video
get
of
in
little
trouble seeing
kids
that
doing
on the-
it.
Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't put that on
would
the
gross,
radio.
and like their parents were there. It was like it was on YouTube, and like parents were there, and they were just laughing, and I'm like,
Oh, look at little Sarah
pretty cute,
daggering.
though.
yeah, Sarah's gonna be pregnant at 7. Stop
They
that.
grow up so fast.
Right.
First she was reading or not reading, and then she was not toilet trained, and now she's daggering. So what do you think is the worst thing to happen to music in the last like 10 years? Like, how long have you been DJing? I was
a little over 12 years.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the worst thing to happen?
Well, it's the
Other than
worst and the
Skrillex.
best thing is just the technology. Because like when I started DJing, it was on vinyl, you know, and then like
Do you still have a bunch of vinyl?
yeah, I do. I don't touch any of it, but I still got a ton of records. That was the best and the worst thing that happened. The best thing is it was the best because it allowed people that actually are good at DJing to acquire more music and take what they do to just a different level, and it made it easier to just kind of be more diverse with your taste without spending a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like if you hear some kind of new music that you're into, 10 years ago you would have to go and drop a bunch of money on vinyl. You know, now you
Right.
can go and spend $1 per song or get it for free, and you can experiment.
And you
with
also wouldn't have to buy the whole LP if you could
Exactly.
just buy one track off
Yeah.
iTunes or something.
around too, right?
It's very true. So,
now there's a
but
bunch of-
it also the worst part of it is it made DJing as a whole a lot more accessible and realistic for just people that were messing with the idea to do it. So
Kind of like,
that kind of
Instagram to photographers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
very,
it's like nobody
very,
gets
very
any
much like
respect
that.
being a proper photographer anymore.
Right. But at the end of the day, the cream rises, and people that really, really, really love it are still going to do it no matter what. And the people that just kind of want to try it out, they're going to stop.
Do you find that there's still like a whole quality or like a real quality to actually you still using like do you still mix vinyl in with
Yeah.
like doing other stuff as well?
I don't really use
is that
like
even possible?
records.
Right.
I use a setup called Serato, and
Mhm.
that is actually 2 pieces of vinyl. So I use turntables and a mixer. But it's like time-coded vinyl. It goes through this hardware and then the software and then through your computer. So you
Uh-huh.
can manipulate MP3s as if it was just an actual record. So I still use vinyl. I just don't use vinyl singles. Like I don't switch
Gotcha.
the record every song I
Gotcha.
play. You know.
I've been to so many parties, like
I played
DJ parties, where
Yeah.
they just opened up their laptop
Yeah.
and hit play. There's not actually mixing involved. It's just like
Yeah, that's a shame.
They put
because
it
I
on.
hear a lot of
That's-
like big time DJs, which are really just producers, like electronic producers that are just getting paid to play their tracks and not mix them. I hear a lot of them are just doing that exact same thing.
I
like
saw
pre-recorded
Skrillex
sets,
for New
just
Year's,
press play.
and it was the worst thing
Really?
ever. He just stood there smoking a cigarette and went bink,
Yeah.
and his
Yeah, I don't
dumbass
really-
friends
I don't
jumped
really get that whole thing.
because he's,
like, I-
he's the most easily digestible version.
Absolutely.
Of
Like I appreciate what he did or what he's doing, but I don't really like his music very much.
There's so many better
And he's-
dubstep DJs out
Yeah,
there.
he's not
it's
really
ridiculous.
never was really a DJ.
I think that also
He was a
changes the
screamo little
dynamic.
punk, and then all of a sudden he picked up a computer.
Yeah. And then
I think that changes the
Well, he's got
dynamic.
funny
of the
hair. Let's
show,
give him a
too.
Grammy.
Yeah.
I think he looks
If we'll
just
give
like
Chris
Corey
Brown,
Feldman.
if we'll give Chris Brown a Grammy, we'll give Skrillex a Grammy.
Yeah, that's true.
Corey
I mean, look at what you're comparing it to. Like Skrillex compared to like Nickelback and whoever else. Like who?
He's the
who else
Nickelback
sells
of
a lot of
dubstep.
records? They all suck. Like who? You know?
Yeah.
Really?
But I think also if you're not mixing stuff live, that changes how the show feels. Like it doesn't feel like you can tell if you're at a show and somebody just hits play.
Well,
you know what I mean? You're gonna be like, oh,
here's
this guy
what they do.
Sucks.
They'll press play, and then their set will sync up with all like the lighting effects and the lasers, so everything
Right.
will be synced up, and it's just all.
It's a lot of bells and whistles and no real art. There's no art.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Besides, like they made these tracks, previously. Like that takes talent to actually make music, and then like the visuals. That's there's a creative aspect to it all. But yeah,
when I
don't
saw
know.
Mike Realm, dude, like Mike
Oh,
Realm.
Mike Realm is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
like there was something like I felt connected to
Yeah.
that dude and what
Yeah,
he was doing, and
he
it was
is
like
insane.
an incredible feeling. You know what I'm? Yeah.
No, but
totally. It was
he's
totally
an
going down
example
on
of
me,
how
but-
it should be done.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I'm- yeah,
as,
that's what
as
I'm
a
saying.
DJ using visuals, or even if he wasn't using visuals,
He
it'd
was.
Still
He
be
totally
awesome. Yeah,
was.
that's his whole thing. But like he's doing it the right way. He's awesome.
What's the best thing that's happened in the 12 years in terms of what you do?
Probably just the fact that I got to the point where I don't have to have a real job. Like I live off of DJing. That's
Oh, high five, buddy.
yes.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice. It's very nice. Thank you. Thank
Yay.
you. Super. But I also alcohol intake went in quite a bit since that. happened.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
I'm not complaining about that. I'm just stating. That's how I was able to perform so well on the wedding when Ryan failed to drink me under the table. That's all right, though.
Always in second place, buddy.
I was in first and second place, I think.
Oh shoot, we're coming up on the magic hour right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we probably have a few things that we need to plug, and I'm sure you guys have things that you need to plug as well. So, Thor, why don't you tell us a couple of places where people can find you online and where they can check you out around town?
DJMightyThor.com will get you to my Facebook page, my SoundCloud, and my Twitter. I'm pretty active on the Twitter. I hate Facebook.
Extremely active on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I use the Facebook. But yeah, DJMightyThor.com. That'll get you everything you need to know.
What's going on with you, Carmen?
CarmenMorales.com. I'm also at The Funny Carmen. I'm on Facebook too, and I just look. I'll probably be couch surfing in a city near you. Yeah.
Sweet. Eric Thorson, what do you have going on, buddy?
Well, Jason, you and I were doing the the Humanity show.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's gonna end Saturday. That's gonna be a lot of fun. It's manlesque. It's like burlesque, only men. Steve Breeze is actually doing a number,
Nice.
so if you ever want to see.
Are you guys gonna be wearing
Where's
pasties?
that gonna be?
Steve Breeze.
Male pasties. Male pasties. Yeah,
Ooh.
and that's Stonefly.
That's going to be a really good time. And the Casa Killers have a pretty packed week going on this week. We got Wednesday comedy open mic Under the Stairs at Karma tomorrow night. We're also going to be having a special little Total Recall screening going on there. The old one. Right after the open mic, we're going to be sitting around talking smack about that movie, which is amazing.
Everybody likes three tits.
And exactly. And on Friday, we got the Karma Milwaukee Comedy Showcase at Karma again with Johnny Beaner,
Oh yeah, Johnny Beaner.
Liza Marie, and a few other fine folks. That's going to be a good time. I think I'm going to repeat that. Johnny Beaner is going to be there.
Yeah.
Nationally headlining comedian is going to be joining us in our. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then we probably should see the Arlington Street Block Party. Ryan Mason and I were going to do that.
I'll be doing that as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler End, who may or may not be
I know that guy.
dating one of your sisters. It's putting on a street festival, Arlington Street, on Sunday. Just go there on Sunday, and there'll be a fun time there. And you can find myself and Eric and Tony Tudor, friend of the show. Definitely got that thing all hooked up.
Best friend of the show ever.
Tony Tudor got us all a show. Best friend.
Is he the one that likes little kids, or?
Cannot be confirmed. Cannot be confirmed.
Okay.
He's.
We would never say anything.
Did you say friend of children?
Yeah.
Yep. Then that is Tony Tudor. No, big thanks to Tony for helping to book that show, getting all of us involved. Absolutely.
Thank you, Tony.
But yeah, that's where you can check us out. Let's play this show out. COKComedy.com. Thank you for everybody for tuning into the Killer Radio Show. Check us out on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, and check out these special guests that we've had, including Matt Kemple from the Comedy Fest.
Yay!
Make sure you go to the Comedy Fest as well.
God bless you.
All right, what do you guys want to hear?
Thor, actually. Let's play it out with Thor.
There's a lot of swears.
It's okay.
We've already
done dirt cheap.
Wow.
I can't think of one that's swearing on.
Wow.